Hi, Tori here. Welcome to Radiant Resilience. Today's slow flow yoga class is going to have a little bit of everything with some special attention on some somatic movements to help open up the neck and the shoulders, as well as strengthen some of the muscles that we need for good posture. Um, and to kind of rewire things. So to let go of old tension or holding patterns that might not be super healthy and to create some new neuromuscular pathways. And then we're also going to be working on a little bit of glute strength and working on our toes just a little bit. As far as props go, if you have a block, make sure you have that within your reach. We're going to be using that at the very end. If you don't have a block, you can do it without anything, or you could take a blanket or a towel and fold it up to create a little bit of height. When you're folding it, make sure you have enough width in it so that it goes across your hips this way instead of up and down, and maybe, just about that high. Also, if you need to have something to pad your knees, you can have something, a blanket or a towel or a knee pad close by for that. Reminder, keep yourself safe. Only you know how you're feeling today, so feel free to modify, skip, or do something completely different if what we're doing doesn't feel good for you. Okay, so we're going to get started. I always like to start with breath because it helps us come into the present moment and let all the other junk going on in our lives kind of slide away for a short period of time. So you could stay seated, or you might decide to lie down. If you do come down to the floor, you can be long, just like this, palms up, or you can come into constructive rest pose with feet on the floor, knees bent. You could even let your knees kind of fall in on themselves to prop each other up. And then as you close your eyes, just bring your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath, letting go of all judgment, but coming into the observer role. So you're not trying to change anything right now. You're just noticing how fast or slow you're breathing, maybe how deep or shallow the breath feels, and where your body is moving with your breath. Is it up in the chest? Is it in the belly? Or is it kind of a combo of things? And then we're going to start to gently deepen your breath. And when you inhale, inhale from your belly up to your collarbones. And exhale from the collarbones down to the belly. So the breath is moving in and out like a wave. Give time for those pauses that occur naturally in between the inhales and exhales. So just allow them to happen. You're not trying to lengthen them. You're just giving enough time for them to happen naturally. And then start to bring your exhales into a place where they're longer than your inhales. This has a calming effect on your nervous system. And then the final thing we're going to add to the breath is when you feel that you're done exhaling, see if by contracting you can blow a little extra air out. You'll feel the core kind of engaged for that to happen, and then soften to expand on your inhale. When you've completed this next round of this breath, take 3 sighs. And maybe even vocalize. Ah. Ah. One more. Ah. That sound relaxes your throat, your vocal cords, and also helps calm the nervous system. So now bring some movement into your hands and feet as you go back to an easy breathing pattern. If you're seated, come down to the floor and then bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. Slide the arms out to a T position. Breathe in, and as you exhale, move your knees to one side, look opposite. Inhale, center, and exhale to the other side. So we're just going side to side, windshield wiper fashion with the knees. And if this is your first movement of the day, you might want to start out small and gradually go bigger. The other thing you can do is experiment, explore having your feet close together or having your feet wider apart, just to see what feels better for you. Okay, now the next time you come into your twist, you're going to stop right there, take a sigh. And now flex your feet to stabilize your knees and move your feet further apart from each other. So you can go as wide as you want as long as you don't feel any tugging on the knees. That's why I had you flex your feet. But if you do feel tugging, you just went a little too wide, so narrow it. And then the arm you're looking towards, slide it up to the side of your head. On your next inhale, stretch out through that arm. Hold the stretch while you breathe. So we're working on stretching out the lats, a little bit into the obliques, the intercostal muscles between your rib cage, and then slide the arm back down and come up through center. Over to the other side, take another sigh. Flex your feet, make your feet as wide as they go comfortably without tugging in the knees. And then the arm you're looking towards, slide it up to the side of your head. Inhale, stretch out through that arm. Hold the stretch while you're breathing. So we're helping with our respiration, having as much lung capacity as possible. And then slide the arm back down to a T position and bring the legs back into the middle. Walk your feet back to where it feels natural for them. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, bring knees into your chest. Inhale, push the knees away from you, lengthening the arms, and pull the knees back in. We'll just do a few more of these, a nice way to warm up the low back and hips in a very gentle way. As the knees come in towards your chest this time, either rock side to side, or you could make circles, knees going in the same direction. So just getting a little more movement into the low back, and then go the opposite way if you are circling. Okay, and then as the knees come back in, open the knees apart, circle them around, bring them back together, getting into your hip joints now. So these warm-up movements I do practically in every class I do. They're ones that I do when I wake up in the morning, before or after I do some exercise. Reverse your circles. They're just a nice way to work out any kinks. And then as you bring the knees back in, stay right there. Hands come to the backs of your thighs. Flex your feet, breathe in. As you exhale, reach the legs up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend. So you can do these extend and bend together, or you could alternate. So do what feels better for you. I'm going to do the legs together today. As you lengthen both legs up now, reach the arms up as well. Point and flex your feet. Move through your wrists so your palms are up, palms are down. Really make the toes work. So they're the last part to point and the first part to flex, spreading the toes out. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. And rotate the other direction. Flex your feet, spread the toes out, give the hands a little shake. And then you're going to bring the arms down by your sides, palms face the floor, or you can bring your hands right underneath your tailbone. So it makes the tailbone curl up and helps you press your low back down into the floor, because we want the low back connected and pressing into the floor for this next move the entire time. So you're going to keep knees over hips, Bend the knees into a tabletop position with your shins. Low back stays down, so if you need to, get the hands underneath your tailbone. Now we're going to take a deep breath in. Don't bend the knee anymore. You're just moving from the hip. Exhale, dip one leg down. Just to that, as low as you can go with the hip, low back down, and then turn the knee out and circle it around and bring it back to where it started. And then we'll go to the other side. Exhale, lower, knee circles open and in. Lower, inhale around, exhale, lower, inhale around. One more on each side. Exhale, lower, inhale, circle, and lower, and circle. Good. From there, bring the knees in and then open the knees apart. Reach down either to your ankles or your big toes. Soles of the feet are staying together. So the limiting thing here is the length of your arms. You're going to lower the feet as far as they can go that the arms allow. So it's creating a little stretch through the sides of your neck, maybe the top of your shoulders, and then rock your head side to side. As you bring your head back to center, keep the knees wide, move into a stacked foot over the knees, coming into your happy baby pose, and then go side to side right here. Tailbone stays nice and long. Come back to center, take a breath in and out. And then release, bring the feet to the floor, arms back down by the sides, palms turn up this time. Take a breath in and out. On the next inhale, peel your spine up into your bridge pose. And you can choose several arm options here. You can keep the arms long, pressing down. You could clasp hands behind your back, or you could bend your elbows, forearms pointing up, upper arms pressing down. Tailbone is long, navel is pulled in towards your spine, and breathe deeply. On your next inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, now release or roll the spine back down to the floor. Nice and slow. After the heels come down to the floor, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And now your left foot can stay on the floor, or you can bring your left knee up towards your chest with your hands or even a strap going around the back of your left thigh. And then go side to side. If you're somewhere in between, foot on the floor or knee up to your chest, you could always place your foot on a block too. As you're going side to side, make sure your right foot's flexed. And notice as you go towards the left, you get a little extra intensity in your pose. So find where you want to stop. Breathe right there. Good. And then place the left foot back down to the floor. Right hand is going to press your right thigh away from you towards the foot end of your mat, and you're going to press up by your thigh crease instead of by the knee. Okay, now we're going to continue to press that thigh away from you, but with the opposite hand. So your left hand's going to come cross over and press. Right arm comes out to a T position, and then we're going to twist to the left. Breathe in. As you exhale, twist to the left. So the sole of your right foot is coming towards the floor on your left side. Look over your right shoulder. Breathe right here. And then come out of that twist, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Right foot down, left ankle crosses over your right thigh, and then right foot stays on the floor, or bring the right knee up, and then go side to side here. This time you'll notice as you go to the right, you get a little more intensity. Find where you want to stop and breathe right there. Place the right foot down on the floor. Left hand presses the left thigh away from you, so towards the foot end of your mat, up by the crease of your hip and thigh. Now the right hand's going to reach across and continue to press the thigh open. Bring the left arm out to a T, look over your left shoulder. Breathe in, exhale, legs go to the right into a twist now. And breathe right there. As you come out of your twist, bring your left knee into your chest. Maybe lengthen out the right leg. Stay there for a sigh. Place left foot to the floor, bring your right knee into your chest, and then maybe lengthen out your left leg and sigh again. Both legs go long, arms reach up over your head. Inhale, big full stretch. Exhale, relax. And then one more time, inhale, stretch out through your whole body. And exhale, release. Walk the feet back to the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees into your chest again and rock side to side. And then from there, roll all the way over to your side. So here, you're going to have your bottom arm support your head, and your legs are bent with the knees are bent with your legs stacked. We're going to use the top leg, and we're going to bring it up towards your chest. Lengthen the leg out in front of you, and then sweep it down and back. And then bend the knee, bring it through, forward, down, and back. So we're doing kind of a very exaggerated, like you're pedaling a bicycle. And you really want to try to go back a little bit behind your hips without compromising the low back. So you want the navel engaged, pulling in and up. Low back stays long, tailbone lengthening out. Good. And let's do 2 more of those here on this side. Okay. Then as you bend that knee back in, go ahead and stack the legs. Now we're going to do some of that somatic work for the neck and the shoulders. Bring your top arm along the side of your body so your hand and your wrist are kind of resting on your hip. Breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to pull the shoulder back. So you're trying to bring the shoulder blade to the spine, roll the palm up and back. So you're doing an opening of that shoulder, and then inhale, come back to the starting point. So you really want to relax as you release, and then open back. So we're going to do 3 in this direction, and come back. So you can even let your head kind of turn with it back, and release. Now we're going to go forward with it. So the shoulder rolls forward. Now the palm kind of rolls towards the back and maybe up a little bit, and back to the starting point, and forward, and start. So you can even let, some other parts of the body move organically here, and back to your starting point. Now we're going to reach down towards the feet. So the shoulder's moving away from the ear, and you might even bring that top hip towards the shoulder. So you're engaging those side muscles, the obliques, and the lats a little bit, and the QL muscle, quadratus lumborum, and release. And then stretch out, and release. And finally, one more this way, out, and release. Now we're going to do a shoulder shrug to the ear. If it's comfortable on your neck, you can even let your head lift. Shrug and release. And then as you come up, if you are lifting the head, maybe turn your face up as you shrug and release. And one more, and this time maybe turn your head down and release. Now we're going to go through all of those positions as we roll the shoulder back, down, forward, and up. Trying to go slow, working into all of those spots. 3 times one direction. And 3 times in the other direction. Good. All right, one more shoulder roll here. And then just let the arm relax, take a sigh. From there, we're going to come onto the back again, returning to your constructive rest pose. And now just check in the side that you worked. Notice maybe the waist, the rib cage, the shoulder blades, the back of the arm. Notice how all of that is feeling compared to the side we haven't done yet. And I can tell you just from my own observations, I definitely feel like I have more of the surface of my body on that side has dropped down into the floor. And I can feel the side I haven't worked, there's tension kind of holding the shoulder up. Okay, so now we're going to go to the other side. So go ahead and flip around. And we'll start with our bicycles of our top leg. So first you want to support your head. Knees are bent. We're going to bring the knee up, reach the leg forward, down, and back. So you're just going to go great big pedals. Try to make this motion as big as it'll go and as fluid, smooth as you can get it. All right, let's do 2 more on this side. As you bring the leg through, stack the legs. Top arm rests on the side of your body. Wrist and hand are kind of on your hip. And we'll go to the back towards the spine first. Inhale, pull back. And release. Sorry, I'm doing the breath wrong. Breathe in. Exhale, pull back. Palm goes up and back. Inhale, release. Exhale, open. And release. And if your head wants to turn a little bit, let that happen. 1 more to the back. And really relax. And now we're going to go forward. Exhale, forward. Palm kind of rolls towards the back and up. Inhale to start. Exhale. Inhale. So you can even kind of rock with your whole body. Maybe your head turns a little. And release. Now we're going to reach down towards the feet so the shoulder moves away from the ear. Maybe the top hip comes towards the shoulder a little bit. And let it go. And stretch it. And let it go. And 1 more reach. And release. And then the final one we'll do is the shrug. If it's comfortable, you can lift the head, ear to the shoulder. Coming up. And let it go. And then maybe lift and turn your head up towards the ceiling a little. And release. And 1 more time, maybe turn your head towards the floor a little. And release. Good. Now we're going to do those shoulder rolls. Big as you can go. Take it slow so you're really noticing what you're feeling in the shoulder area as you make your circles. 3 times one way and 3 times the other direction. Last one. And then the arm rests on your side. Take a sigh. And then we're going to come onto our back 1 more time into constructive rest pose so that you can see if things have evened out. Palms up, feet are flat on the floor. Take another breath here. And just notice, maybe even do a little wiggling, shaking, and just let the body drop down into the floor. And Hopefully things are feeling a little more even now, both sides more relaxed. From there, go ahead and roll to your side and bring yourself upright into a seated position. As you're coming up, if you need to sit on a blanket or knee pads or whatever to lift your hips up a little bit to help you sit up taller, go ahead and do that. So now we're just going to do a few shoulder rolls together, up, back, and around. And hopefully these are flowing pretty well after that little release we did. And then go independently, the shoulders are moving and your rib cage is moving too. So your shoulders are moving so much that your ribs are moving. Okay. On your next inhale, shrug. And then exhale, drop down. Push the palms down, sit tall, drop your chin to your chest, take a sigh. And then bring your hands behind your head, interlacing the fingers. Let your elbows fall forward. So your arms are creating a little weight here. Your spine is still big and nice and long. Just the head is dropped. And then as you bring your head upright, open the elbows wide. And then turn your head part way to one side. Drop the chin down to the collarbone. Let your elbows fall forward again. And then open the elbows as you come up and part way to the other side, chin to the collarbone, elbows fall. And come back up to center, release the arms down, roll the shoulders, and then inhale, sweep the arms up, cup your elbows above your head, and then pull side to side. Okay, from there, coming back to center, release the arms down, walk your hands forward. Hands are supporting the weight of your torso. Keep the front of your torso long, tuck your chin as you hinge forward. So we're not rounding through the back, we're keeping the back long. And you're just going forward to what feels right for you. And then if it's comfortable for you, you're going to walk the hands in the direction your front toes are going. Dropping the other hip down, and then back to the middle, and come up. Switch the cross of your legs, and come forward again. Tuck your chin, and then go in the direction of your front toes, and come back to the center, and come up. So I mentioned we were going to work our toes a little bit. So just come into what feels comfortable for you so that you can reach your toes. I'm just going to keep one leg tucked in and rest my foot. But if you need to be like more like this, go ahead and do that. I'm going to hold my foot up just so you can see. We're going to come in, take the two toes, big toe, second toe, pull them apart. At the same time, you're going to pull one forward and the other one back. Okay, so pull apart, one goes forward, the other goes back. And then keep pulling them apart, but switch the direction you're pulling them. And then we're going to go second and third toe, same thing. So it's going to be the same thing as we work down the toes. I do another thing where that's called the toe handshake, and then go the other direction, where you kind of thread your fingers through your toes. But if your toes are really tight, that can feel almost impossible or really painful. So this is another way of helping your toes spread out. Go to your third and your fourth toes. And we want our toes to be able to spread out and move independently. Helps us, it just gives us a better base for everything above it. Now go to your fourth and fifth toes. Helps with our balance. And it just keeps our feet healthy. We need to take care of our feet so that as we age, we have a good base, right? And now we're going to go to the other side. So big toe, second toe, pull apart, one forward, one back. And then go the other way. The other thing you can do is kind of look at your shoes and make sure if you're wearing, now go to your second and third toes, that when you're wearing closed-toe shoes, that the toe bed is wide enough. That's not squishing your toes together. This is not good for the feet. It can contribute to bunions developing, and then third and fourth toes. And then the last two toes. Ah, good. And then bring your legs out in front of you. Lean back so that you don't feel like you're straining in your low back at all. And we're just going to wiggle the toes a little bit. Now, flex your feet, bring the inner edges of the feet together, and try to bring the outside edges together like you're closing a book, soles of the feet coming together. And then do the exact opposite. So you're going to keep the inner edges together, pushing the inner edges forward, but pull the outer edges towards your face. And then open the toes out wide, point the toes, and then walk your feet out so that the heels are further apart. Turn your toes in and try to bring your big toes together. And flex and rotate. From there, we're going to come up into table. Pad your knees if that's necessary. Take a breath in. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch. And keep going. Round, arch. Let's do 2 more of these. And after your 4th one, you're going to move into a neutral spine. Back to neutral. Walk your hands forward a little bit and then roll your way down to the floor. From there, bring your arms to a goalpost position with your elbows just a little bit higher than your shoulders. Okay. Now, we're going to turn your head to the side. You want to keep your chin a little bit tucked so you feel the back of your neck staying long. And without using your arms a whole lot, try to keep your side of your face parallel to the floor as you lift up and come down. And lift up and come down. One more, like this. Up and come down. Bring your forehead to center and take a sigh. Okay, now we're going to turn the head to the other side, and you really want to make sure that you're relaxing down in between the lifts, and tuck your chin a little bit. Inhale, come up, lower, down, fully relax, and up, and lower. Last time, up and lower. Bring your forehead to center, take a sigh. Now turn your head back to the first side, and we're going to do it a little bit different. So now you're going to lift the elbow up, and then lift the head up, and then lower everything back down. Elbow, head, and notice where you're feeling this. Maybe at different places now, and lower down. And one more time, elbow, head, and release. Forehead to center, take a sigh. And then other side, turn your head. Elbow lifts, head lifts. Lower down. Elbow, head, and release. Last one, elbow, head, and release.
Turn your head back to center. Slide your arms down by your sides, palms facing the floor. Now, without moving anything else, just draw your shoulder blades towards each other. So the shoulders will be lifting off the floor. Lengthen out your tailbone, scoop in the navel, engage your glutes. So we're doing all of that to get a nice strong core supporting the low back. And then on your next inhale, lift the heart, lift the legs, keep the back of your neck long, lift the hands. So you can either keep the palms facing the floor, or if your shoulders are feeling open enough now, you might clasp the hands. Breathe here, not worrying about getting up very high. Think of yourself as being long and strong. Couple more breaths here. And then when you release, bring your hands under your forehead. Relax all the way down. Take another sigh here. And then wiggle the hips side to side. Bend your knees. Move your feet side to side. Lengthen legs back out. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press your way up to table. Now, coming into puppy pose, walk your hands forward. You're trying to keep your arms straight as you melt the heart with the hips up. Forehead or chin is on the mat. Lift the outside edges of the shoulder blades up to the sky. Maybe come onto your fingertips with your palms lifted. And then release your way back into child's pose. Slide the arms down by your sides, palms up, shoulders relaxed. Take a sigh here. Now take a big exhale to engage your core, big forceful exhale. On your inhale, bring yourself up into a knee stand, heart lifts. And then exhale, fold back down. Hands to the low back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. One more. Up. And down. As you release all the way down, stretch the arms forward. Stay on your elbows as you come up to table. From there, stretch one leg out behind you, toes tucking under, push back through the heel. Bring that knee down. Same thing on the other side. Back through the heel. Now keep that one leg long. Bring the other leg up to meet it. Coming into your plank, you can also do plank on the knees. Pull your elbows towards the back of your mat as you lengthen the tailbone and scoop in the navel. Open out through your collarbones. So you're broadening the collarbones. Good. And then release the knees down. Staying on your elbows, bring your right hand to the floor. So you're just on your left elbow now. And then from there, stretch your right leg back out behind you. Lift it up. Let your hip roll open a little bit. So the hip kind of moves up towards the ceiling. And we're going to lower and lift. So we're going to go really slow here so you're not using any sort of momentum. Feeling those outer glutes working. Kind of the middle and outer working here. And then as you lift this next time, hold in that lifted position. Now breathe in as you exhale, bend the knee to the elbow or shoulder. Inhale, stretch it up as high as it'll go. Exhale, bend. Inhale, stretch it. And we'll do a couple more. Bend and reach and bend. And reach. Pause right there. And back to both knees, back to both elbows, and then we'll set up for the other side. Hand to the floor.
leg extends, lift it up. And then you're going to lift the hip up just a little bit, and now slowly lower and lift the leg. So you're not lowering all the way, and you're focusing more on the lift. Slow, so you're not using momentum. Okay, now bring the leg up, hold it there. Breathe in, exhale, bend the knee to the shoulder or elbow. Inhale, stretch it up and high. And bend and reach it up. 2 more. Bend, reach up. Last time. As you reach up, hold there. Lift the leg up as high as it'll go. And back to both knees. Up onto both hands. Back to puppy pose. Or maybe come into your down dog now. If you come into down dog, slide the shoulder blades down your back. And you might pedal your feet a little here. And then drop your heels down towards the floor as you lengthen out through your spine. Take a breath in, sigh it out. Bend the knees, and then we'll come back into child's pose. One more time here. Take a sigh. Roll your way up. Tuck the toes under. We're coming into ragdoll, so let your feet be about mat width apart. Lift the knees up. If hanging in ragdoll, knees bent, isn't feeling good, you can go up to your elbows or hands on your thighs with a straight spine and the head hanging. Either way, we're going to do a little side to side motion. And then back to center. Take a sigh. Hands to thighs, shoulders away from the ears. Shake the head no. Nod yes. And head hangs again. Deep breath in. Exhale halfway up with a flat back. Take another breath in. Exhale. Roll your way up. Shoulders going up, back, down. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a sigh. As you open your eyes, walk your feet underneath you. Bring your arms up overhead so it's opposite hand to knee. We're going to do high marches, hand and knee push into each other. So, little balance in that pause. And as you're pushing hand and knee into each other, you're engaging your hip flexors and your core, and these cross pattern movements, these diagonal movements, really good for our brains and movement patterns. Okay, so you're working your way up to the front end of your mat. One more. And then find your mountain pose again. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Feet are underneath your hips. On your inhale, roll up to your toes. Exhale, come down. Inhale up and down. Third one, holding a little longer. Hands to the heart, heels lower down. Take a breath in and out. Bring the arms down. Inhale, sweep arms up. Heart lifts a little. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower back down. Fingers reach to the wall behind you. Inhale up with a flat back. Heart lifts. Hands come together. Exhale, lower your way down into your chair pose. Little more weight in your heels than your toes. Scoop in the navel. Lengthen out the tailbone. Open your collarbones. Back of your neck is long. Now we're going to shift weight to the right foot, bringing left knee up into your stork. So we had a little bit of practice with our march. Some days balances will feel more stable than others. Now we're going to take the left leg and we're going to step it back stay on the toe. So we're in a high lunge, back heel is lifted. Now bend your back knee, tuck your tailbone, drop down. We're going to lower and lift. So just a few inches, you're not lifting all the way up. Okay, now the next time you lower, stay right there. Now we're going to straighten the back leg, push the heel down towards the floor, and bend the back knee. And straighten, and bend, straighten, bend. Last time, straighten, and bend. Good. Lean out over your front leg, pivot your back foot, heel comes to the floor, toes angle out, setting up for warrior one. Reach your arms up, breathe in, exhale, shoulders drop. Now, bend your elbows in front of you. You can either bring forearms together like this, or cross left arm on top, wrapping the forearms. Push your back heel down strong, shoulders drop, elbows lift. As you look forward, open arms wide, breathe in, and then exhale, hands come to your front leg, right up at the very top of that thigh. Push your hip back, bring the other one forward, spine stays straight as you hinge. Tuck your chin. You can slide your hand down your leg, just make sure you don't push down on the leg. If you have anything going on with your low back, you're going to skip this next part. You're going to stay with a straight spine. Otherwise, if it's safe for you, you can fold over your front leg. And then lift your chest up, bend your knee, and step forward. Fingers reach back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale right back down to chair pose. Again, all those little adjustments. Navel in, tailbone down, collarbones long, back of the neck is long. Little more weight in heels than the balls of the feet. Now, weight into your left foot. Bring the right knee up into your stork. And then we're going to take the right leg, swing it back and through onto the ball of the foot. Heel is lifted, chest is lifted. Bend your back knee as you tuck your tailbone. And then we're going to lower and lift. Just a few inches, and you're not lifting all the way up. As you lower this next time, now you're going to straighten the back leg, pushing heel down, and then bend the knee again. And straighten, and bend, straighten, bend. Last time, straighten, and bend. Good. Lean out over your front leg, hands to the thigh. Pivot the back foot, heel down, toes angle out. Reach your arms up. Drop the shoulders, heart lifts, warrior one. And then bend your elbows in front of you, elbows, forearms either together like this, or right arm wraps on top, shoulders drop. Push the elbows forward and up. And then looking forward, arms open out wide, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the front leg, right at the top of that leg. Lengthen the leg out, push that hip back, bring the other one forward, and then hinge forward. Straight spine, chin is tucked. Slide the hands gently down the leg, and you're either going to hold right here, or if it's wise for you, fold forward. All right, changing it up again, bend the front knee. Now this time we're just going to walk the hands to the right, coming towards the wide edge of your mat. Heel toe your feet out to the right width. Toes are forward, dropping down. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Make sure your arches are lifting. And then slide your hands over to your right foot or leg, wherever you can grasp onto the right side, kind of pulling on it. Keep that leg straight and bend the leg you're not holding onto. So you're bending your left knee. And then come up. Hands go over to the left side. Do a little pull. So you can even be way up here on your leg. Do where you need to. Do a little pull. And then the leg you're not holding, your right leg, you're going to bend. And then come up to straight, back to center. Press up halfway, little bend in the knees, hands come to your hips. Hinge your way up. Now, I want you to keep your hips pointing forward. So you're not going to let them swivel. They're going to point straight ahead. Arms come out. Breathe in. As you exhale, twist to the right. Left hand taps your heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand taps your heart. And open. And we'll do that again. Each side, twist. And open. Twist. And open. Drop your right hand to the leg, reach the left arm up, stretch the left arm up as high as you can go, and then slide gently down the side of the leg. And come up. Other side, hand drops, other arm stretches, and then slide. And come back up. Turn the right toes out, breathe in, exhale, lower down, warrior two. After you get everything set up, knee over the ankle, pointing down the center of your foot, maybe see if you're up for a little more challenge just by dropping the hips a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. And then drop your left hand down, reach your right arm up, shoulder drops down. Back to warrior two. Hands to the hips, straighten the leg, push the hips down, push the right foot down, ball the right foot down, tilt out. Maybe reach the arms out now. And then look down. Bend that knee, hand can find the floor, or you can bring your elbow to your thigh. Stretch the other arm to the side of your head. And just like in your warrior two, maybe see if the hips can go just a little lower for a little extra challenge if you're up for it today. Now looking down, bring your hands to the inside of your right foot so that they're to the left of your right foot, and then lift your back heel coming into a little lunge. Drop the back knee, release the back toes, open your right knee out to the right. Bring the right knee back in, back toes tuck under, lift the knee. Walk your hands back to the wide edge of your mat. Lift up halfway. Bend your knees, turn your toes out, and then go side to side with your hips. Back to center, hands to the thighs. Bring yourself all the way up. And come up. Turn your toes forward, adjust your foot width if you need to, and then turn left toes out. Find your warrior two on this side. So once you've done all your little adjustments, shoulders drop, see if maybe you can challenge yourself. Just go a little bit lower. If you know that that's not a good choice for you, you're not going to do it. And then drop your right hand, lift the left arm, shoulder drops. Come back to your warrior two. Hands come to hips, straighten the left leg, ball of the left foot pushes down, push your hips down, tilt. When you can't tilt anymore, maybe stretch out the arms. And then look down, bend the knee, hand to the floor or elbow to the thigh, other arm stretches up to the side of your head, roll your shoulder open, maybe go a little lower with your hips. And then look down. Hands come to the right of the foot. Lift your back heel. Drop the knee. Release the toes. Open left knee out to the left. Bring the knee back in. Now you can stay on your back knee and just work your way back to a table, or you can lift the back knee up like we did before and step back to a plank. Find your plank, knees or toes. Hold that plank for 3 smooth breaths. And then into puppy pose or down dog one more time. And from there, back to table. Keep your big toes together. Widen the knees. Hips come back. Walk your hands back. Roll your shoulders open. Tailbone drops as you scoop in the navel. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart. Lift the hips. And then hips come down. Knees can stay wide or come closer together as you come forward into your child's pose. And take a sigh here. Good. And then from there, roll your way up. We're going to flip around to come to the floor. And so if you are going to be using a prop for the end, just make sure you have that close by where you can reach it. And then bring your hands to the backs of your knees. Roll yourself all the way down, knees to your chest. Rock side to side here. As you come to center, reach the legs up to the ceiling. So you can either have your arms down by your sides, or if you're needing a little assistance, your hands are going to be on the outsides of the thighs to help them out. Point the toes, and we're going to open the legs wide. And then as you bring them together, cross them over each other. And then open wide and cross the other way. So you can be helping your legs with your hands if that's needed. You're still strengthening those inner thighs, the adductors, and eventually you might not need to use your hands. Okay, let's do one more on each side in each direction. Good. And then knees back in, do a little side to side rock. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So if you're using a block, you're either going to want low height or medium height. If you're using your blanket, you just want to make sure it's going crossways. So arms down by your sides. On your next inhale, roll up to bridge. So if you don't have a prop, you're going to come into bridge right now. Hold right there. And then if you're using your prop, slide it underneath you. Block is lower medium height, going widthwise, coming underneath your hips. So once you drop your hips down, just check in if you need to adjust the block up, your prop up a little bit down or up. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders pressed down. So if you don't have a prop, your hips are flat on the floor now. And then we're going to bring one leg up, bring the other leg up. So if you're flat on the floor, you're still getting the benefits of an inversion. It's just a little softer inversion. If your hips are lifted, really press the shoulders down and keep the heart lifted. So this is kind of a supported half shoulder stand. And breathe deeply. All right, so now very gently bend the knees, one foot down, other foot down. If you're on a prop, on the block, on its medium height, lift your hips up and switch it to the low height now. Okay, so again, you can do this flat on the floor or you can have a blanket underneath your hips. But now we're going to take the left knee into the chest, squeeze it in nice and tight. And then keep your right heel on the floor as you lengthen out the right leg. If your leg doesn't go straight, that's okay. You're just going to go as far as you can. Really push through the heel. In fact, let's flex both feet, pushing through both heels. Now you're going to take your left hand to the back of your left thigh to keep the thigh in close to your body, or you can even wrap your whole arm around that leg. From there, lift the foot up closer to the ceiling. Thigh is still close to your body, and then the right arm is going to stretch out by the side of your head, stretching out through your whole right side, heel to fingers. Breathe right here. And then hug or bring both hands to the back of your left thigh and then stretch that leg up towards the ceiling. Take a few breaths here. So make sure you're not collapsing in your upper back. You're still pressing the shoulders down and keeping the heart a little bit lifted here. So you're not tugging into the low back. And then bend that knee, hug it in. Slide the right foot back to the floor. And then bring your left foot down. Take a sigh here. All right, same thing on the other side. Right knee comes in tight to the chest. Hug it in. Left heel stays on the floor as you lengthen out the leg. Flex both feet. Push out through your heels. And then right hand comes to the back of the right thigh, or the right arm wraps all the way around. Lift the right foot towards the ceiling with the thigh close to your body still. And then left arm stretches by the side of your head. And then stretch it out, fingers to heel on your left side. And then both hands hold to the back of your left thigh. Straighten that leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee into your chest. Slide the other foot to the floor. And then both knees come up to your chest. So if you're on a block that's really hard, like a cork or wood block, this might feel too intense. You can always come off of that block. Knees into your chest, maybe do a little side to side rocking motion here. If you're on more of a foam block, just that edge can feel really good up on the upper part of the hips, but if it's a hard block, it can feel too much. It can feel like it's bruising. And then back to center for a sigh. Ease feet to the floor. Lift hips up enough to move your prop out from underneath you and drop down. Constructive rest pose, palms up, shoulders drop down, low back is soft. Take a sigh. And just notice the back of your body and how it's connecting to the floor right now. Now we're going to come into our final twist. So if you want to keep a softer twist, arms come out to a T, and you're going to do your windshield wiper twist again. If you want to take it just a little bit deeper, bring your knees up towards your chest, take a breath in, and as you exhale, twist in one direction and look over your other shoulder. And take a sigh here. And then bring your head to center, knees come to center, deep breath in, exhale to the other side, and sigh again. And then back to center. Knees into your chest, do a little side to side. And now lengthen out your legs. Arms are going to stay by your sides, and we're going to do a little tense and release. So on your inhale, scrunch up your face as tight as you can, holding your breath. And then relax everything in the face. Now we're going to do the same thing with the arms and the shoulders in the front of your chest. Breathe in, tighten everything you can tighten just in that area, and exhale, relax. Now we're going to go to the core. Breathe in, tighten up your core, hold that, let it go. And now we're going to go down to the hips and the legs. Breathe in, tighten up your glutes, tighten up your thighs, your calves, scrunch your toes up. And let it go. Okay, now we're going to do the hard one. Just the right side is going to contract, left side stays relaxed. Breathe in, contract your right side, even the right side of your face. And let it go. Now we're going to go to the left side. Breathe in, contract left side. Let it go. And then the whole body together. Breathe in, contract everything that can contract. And let it go. Take a big sigh. Let it out. And now we're going to move right into Shavasana. If this isn't your most comfortable position, please feel free to move into something that feels better for you. Making all of the adjustments that allow you to be as comfortable as you can possibly be. And then take 2 more sighs once you're there. Feel the earth rising up to fully support you, allowing you to fully release. Let your brow, your forehead, and your eyelids relax. Relaxing your tongue, lips, and jaw. Space between your upper and lower teeth. Relax the neck and let the shoulders melt. Feel your belly and your low back soften. The arms, the legs, the fingers and toes, everything is relaxed. And as the breath moves in and out, as it moves in, it's bringing in new energy, health, life force, prana. And as it moves out, it's washing away anything that's not serving you. This is your time to relax and allow the integration process of your yoga practice. Breathe into your belly. Let it go. Breathe in belly, low ribs. Let it go. Breathe in belly, ribs, upper chest, biggest breath that you can take. And let it go. And then slowly bring movement back into your body. If you are lying down, eventually coming onto your side and taking another sigh there. And with as little effort as possible, bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. Once you've come up to seated, we're going to come into the Hakini Mudra, which is bringing your fingertips together in kind of a sphere position. So just by this action, it's helping promote the communication of the hemispheres of the brain, but it's also a gesture of wholeness and integration. Shoulders are relaxed, tuning into your breath again. Reminding yourself that you are whole and perfect as you are in this moment. And one more sigh here. And then bring your hands together at your heart. Take a moment to bow your head towards your heart center and thank yourself for doing some self-care and for taking time out of your day for your practice. And I thank you for the honor and the pleasure of getting to share it with you. Namaste.